And now it's time to break it all down with Luis Ortiz, Kim Davis from Chalk Talk, and the former Texan Seth Payne from Sports Radio 610. Hello to everybody.
Hello.
And now let's hit that satisfaction survey. How many satisfieds will we have? And will we see any neutrals? Seth is going first.
They're 4-1. They're 4-1. They're 4-1. I keep saying that to myself. I don't know how they're 4-1, but they keep doing it. Today, it was a gritty win versus a very good opponent. They turned Josh Allen into basically another version of Trevor Lawrence. I'm satisfied. I want more, but I'm satisfied.
All right, Kim?
Well, I mean, he kind of stole my thunder. I am also satisfied because they are 4-1. And D'Amico said today, he reminded us there's no such thing as an ugly win. Wins are hard to get in the NFL. They're 4-1. I'm satisfied.
Nice.
How about the first neutral? I am neutral. I'm kind of undecided. Why? Because they kind of left more on the table. You know, Seth, you said you want more. I want more as well. They are winning. It is hard to win the NFL. D'Amico says there's no ugly wins. I disagree. I think this was an ugly win. They need to win convincingly. They need to win pretty.
Well, here's the deal. If my name was Stephon Diggs, I would be going right here, but I'm not. I'm going to say satisfied as well. I think any win is a big win in the NFL. I was really encouraged by what I saw in that first half. Third quarter, not so much. So here's where we stand. Where do the Texans stand after this one? Zach Tawatari now with what the Texans are saying from NRG.
These are the type of games you find out who you are as a team.
And there you have it, straight from D'Amico. These are the types of games you find out who you are. But do we really know who this team is 5 games in?
I don't think they know who they are, and that's one thing that Bobby Slowick, D'Amico Ryans, Nick Caserio have mentioned is that sometimes the first half of the season is when you figure out who you are. The Patriots actually used to be really good at figuring out who they were in the first half of the season, and then sometimes being completely different than what we expected them to be. Remember when they played the Rams in the Super Bowl that year? Midway through, they turned into, hey, we're a running football team. I don't think this is going to be a running football team. They might have to abandon some of the things that Bobby Slowick really wants to establish. He said the other day we're running out of time to develop the run game, and it might turn into, by necessity, a let's C.J. Cook scenario because they're having a really hard time establishing the run.
I tend to agree with Seth. But I told you coming out of camp, I didn't think this was going to be a big run team. I thought they were going to be more of a passing team because what I saw at camp every day was a problem kind of getting through up front. And so even with Joe, which of course we were a little fooled with that Indy game, but we'll just get over that because they're not very good against the run. I don't think they know yet, but I think what we do know is that they're resilient. So we'll give them that.
Yeah, I like what Kim just said. They are a resilient team, and I think from what we can see from the tape, from what we see from watching the games, they're a team that CJ cooks, and CJ rescues them, right? He comes up big, so I think that's what we know so far. This is going to be a team that's going to try to find the way how to win, and it's going to find themselves in very, very close games.
Will it take, though, Joe Mixon coming back for this team to find out who it is? That to me is the big question. I'm guessing Nico Collins, if he does miss some time, it won't be a long time, but do we think that it's going to take Joe Mixon's return to truly develop an identity?
I think that Joe Mixon would cover up a lot of the issues that they have right now. Joe Mixon makes the blockers right, even when they're not right. There's a certain decisiveness and explosiveness he has. It's obvious. You can just see it. It jumps off the film. And yeah, I think that's part of their identity. What are they with Joe Mixon? I would say on the defensive side of the ball, it's the same way with Christian Harris. I mean, they only have 2 linebackers that they trust right now. If Azeez Al-Shaair hadn't been able to play through his illness today, they would have been in a lot of trouble. Henry To'oTo'o and Azeez Al-Shaair are the only linebackers who have taken meaningful snaps all year long. So Christian Harris coming back, when you're allowing 150 yards on the ground, and they make up for it by getting tackles for a loss and flying around. But right now, it just feels like the defense is doing some really good things. But it's like you're in a house where you've got a tarp over the hole in the roof, and it's fine until hurricane season hits. And hurricane season is late in the season versus physical teams, the playoffs. It doesn't feel like it's built to last.
Yeah.
All right, so now the question is, how long can the Texans keep doing this, going down to the wire? Now 2 straight weeks.
Very good question. I keep saying it. Sooner or later, you're not going to be able to dodge the bullet. Sooner or later, this is going to cost you, right? And it might happen against the Green Bay Packers, against Jordan Love. It might happen against maybe the New York Jets, against Aaron Rodgers. I think they can't just keep going this way. I keep saying I want more. They need to win convincingly, and it needs to happen sooner rather than later.
When you're a player, is it taxing when you're playing these close games week after week?
It's taxing. I think the danger is if you start to feel like you're a team of destiny. If you start to feel like, we just have it. We've got the knack for winning. Because it's easy to delude yourself into that. It's easy to say nice things about yourself. And look, I've got the wins to prove it.
Yeah.
So yes, it's dangerous. The old Jeff Van Gundy saying, don't ignore in victory what you would address in defeat. I think to their credit, this team and the coaches really own all of their mistakes after a loss. I mean, last week they didn't even look happy to have won the game. So, I'm concerned about it, but I think it seems like they're concerned about it too.
I think they're concerned about it. I'm not real concerned because if you look around the league, a lot of teams are winning close games.
True.
You know, unless you just have a blowout. If you have a great first half like the Texans did today, if you do that for 4 quarters, that's not really happening this year. So I'm not really concerned because they have this guy named KHOU Fairbairn. And so as long as they have him and he can keep kicking it, I'm not concerned because they are doing the things it takes to win, and so are the other teams with winning records around the league.
Yeah, it also helps they have some guy named C.J. Stroud as well.
Yeah, he's pretty good too.
All right,
And Nico Collins.
Collins.
That was
you know,
we saw it today. The difference between Nico in the first half and no Nico in the second half.
Yeah. All right, well, we are not done talking Texans. Much more with these three ahead on Sports Extra. And with New England next, it's worth noting the Texans haven't forced a turnover in 3 straight games. You brought this to my attention. Should that be of concern?
I'm not concerned. Let me tell you why. They've been so close. I mean, Aziz dropped one today.
Yeah.
Last week, Stingley dropped one. I mean, they've dropped them. So they're doing the things to be in position to get at least picks. They haven't really forced fumbles. So I feel like they're really close, and it's week 5, and so I'm not concerned yet.
I think there are some elements to this team where I think we forget that because the promising young players are showing promise, you forget that they're not veteran players yet.
Yeah.
And the Kamari Lassiter is doing a lot of really good things. Kalen Bullock is doing some really good things, but he also scares the heck out of me sometimes, and that's something that gets better over the course of time. I feel really good about the young defensive players getting better as the season goes along. I think the young offensive lineman, I think Juice Scruggs has made a lot of progress. I think Kenyon has made progress. He's not where I want him to be, but those are the things that can change over the course of a season. And on defense, the pass rush, it really starts with that. I thought they were making Josh Allen uncomfortable today.
Yes.
They couldn't really corral him as much as you'd want. I mean, but they did end up, not that you're trying to knock people out of the game, but it was a hit on Josh Allen and knocked him out of the game for a bit.
Uncomfortable is good. Uncomfortable is good, even when you can't get the official sack.
Right. Not everything shows up on the box score, and I think that was the game today, right? Where Derek Stingley, to begin the fourth quarter, he had a big stop that really forced the Bills to force a punt, and then that stopped their momentum coming in from that third quarter where they scored 2 touchdowns. How about Lassiter? You mentioned Lassiter. He had that one stop where the Bills got caught for offensive interference, right? So those plays don't show up on the box score, but they are key momentum-changing plays during the game. So I'm not overly concerned. However, we thought coming into this season, you're talking about Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. You thought you were going to be racking up sacks, and it's not happening. And D'Amico's always said, you got to win the turnover battle. In the NFL, you have to win that turnover battle to win games. And at some point, you do need to come out with more takeaways than none.
It's definitely one of those areas right now where it makes it frustrating because you can see the potential of the team. It's right there. It's right there. There's literally, I feel like Texans defensive backs have knocked other defensive backs off of interceptions more than offensive players have or anything. There have been some freakish, weird non-interceptions. So yes, it's frustrating, but you can see that they're really, really close.
And how do we feel about the penalty situation near the league average today?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you the thing that concerned me, though. They were great in the first half. No penalties.
Yeah.
As soon as I tweeted, they get 6 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Somehow,
Nice job.
my followers were like, yeah, thanks, Kim, it's your fault.
It's like a no-hitter, Kim. What are you doing?
I should know better. It was better today, but you can't get 6 in 1 quarter. Like, that can't be the norm.
They have a weird ability to commit penalties at the absolute worst time, which I don't know. I almost admire it in a way. I wish they'd stop, but it's weird because you're exactly right. They were doing fine. Hey, 7 on the day, 6.5 or so is about the league average. Yeah. I think 3 of them were pretty sketchy, but some of that is just having the composure to. Quick story.
Okay.
I will stand up for Dalton Schultz in what he was doing when he spun the ball, but he happened to do it towards an injured player.
Right.
One time, they were making that an emphasis, long time ago, decades ago when I was playing, that you were supposed to leave the ball at the spot. They didn't want guys thrown away or anything. So I tackled Ricky Williams, and he was down on the ground, but the ball popped out as he came down. So the ball was in my hands. Ricky Williams was laying on his back in front of me, and I started to get up, and I just kind of dropped the ball, but it went right on his chest. And I got flagged and fined for taunting, and I tried to plead my case in front of those jerks up on Park Avenue, and they thought I was lying the whole time. I was trying to do the right thing.
Oh, unfortunately, it was before the days of GoFundMe. People probably would have helped you.
Yeah, and I could have started a social media campaign.
The social media would have helped you.
Yeah.
All right, always great to have Seth Payne, the former Texan from Sports Radio 610, and Kim Davis of Chalk Talk. Both of you, thank you so much for being with us tonight on Sports
My
Extra.
pleasure. 4-1. 4-1.
4-1. Satisfied.
Yes.